Hello, my name is Joel Smith. I'm a lawyer at Williams HR Law. The frequently asked question that I'll be answering in this video is, what should employers do if an employee who was recently in the workplace reports that they've been diagnosed with or is concerned that they may have contracted COVID-19? Now, the first thing to keep in mind is that this engages a number of your legal obligations as an employer, including your health and safety obligations, your privacy obligations, and your human rights obligations. Now, when it comes to your health and safety obligations, you'll need to take every precaution that's reasonable in the circumstances to protect your workers. What that will entail will depend on the circumstances. With respect to your privacy obligations, you should not tell your other employees the name of the employee who is sick. And when it comes to your human rights obligations, you'll need to accommodate the employee in question, which may include allowing them to work from home or remain off work while they recover. Now, in determining what precautions are reasonable for the purposes of your health and safety obligations, employers will need to assess the circumstances on a case-by-case basis. With that said, given we're dealing with a COVID-19 pandemic right now, you'll need to take more stringent steps than you would if the employee had been at work with a cold or the flu. Now, you should advise any other employees who came into contact with the sick employee in the days preceding the diagnosis or the symptoms coming on that a coworker that they were recently in contact with has or may have contracted the virus. Again, you should not tell them the name of the individual who was diagnosed or who believes they've contracted the virus. Those other employees should be advised to monitor their symptoms and seek medical assistance if they're concerned that they may also be sick. They should also be asked to let the employer know if they become sick in the following days so that further steps can be taken to address the potential spread from those employees. Now, if the workplace is still open, the steps that will be taken will differ depending on the circumstances. In many cases, the reasonable precaution that you should take in the circumstances will be to close all or at least a part of the workplace and direct any employees who recently came into contact with the sick employee to quarantine at home for 14 days from the last time that they were in contact with their sick coworker. Now, in certain other cases, you may not be required to close the workplace or even part of the workplace for such a lengthy period of time in line with your health and safety obligations. But even where shutting the workplace for 2 weeks is not necessary, the workplace should at minimum be temporarily closed until you can bring in professional cleaners to do a deep clean of the workplace before returning workers to the workplace. Now, employers who have WSIB coverage in Ontario or similar coverage in other provinces should also be mindful of those WSIB obligations. Please see Seth Holland's video for more information about those WSIB related obligations. I hope you found this video helpful, along with the other resources on this site. Keep well and be safe.